Hello everyone, and in this episode of HTML I'm going to discuss block and inline block elements. So for example, an H1 heading is a block level element. This is a block level element. Now what it basically means is that it will take the width of the entire viewport. So everything that I write, for example a paragraph, this is some text, it will go below this. So every HTML element has a default display value depending on what type of element it is. And the two most common are display values are block and inline block. So a block level element always starts on a new line, and inline block elements only take up the space that they require. For example, now I'm gonna be talking about div elements. So div stands for division. That is one of the most important elements in HTML. Let's give this div a text of I am a div, and then I'm going to create a span element, and I am a span. Okay, I'm gonna go to my styles sheet and I'm gonna give the div element a background color of light pink. There we go. And I'm gonna give the span element a background color of light blue. Now you can see the difference. This is a block level element and this is an inline block element. What if I change the display of the div to be inline block? So display colon inline block. Now you can see that these two elements are appearing right next to each other. So an inline block element will only take up as much space as it requires. So this doesn't need any more space than this, and this one doesn't need any more, this doesn't need more than this. However, block level elements, if I change this to be display block, now it's going to take up the entire line, and every single element that I write underneath is going to be taking up the space underneath. However, if I leave the span element to just say I am a span, and let's set this to be inline block, and let's also take the paragraph and display inline block. Now you can see that this paragraph on the top will go and be next to all these three elements. Now this one is a very long text, so it's going to be appearing right over there, down there, but basically that's how the display inline and block work. I'm gonna show you how you can use the span element. For example, let's say that we are going to have a paragraph that says that my favorite hobby is, and then span, football, and then a dot, and we gotta add a ending for the paragraph, and let's say I like it a lot. Okay, and then we can style the span. So span background color, let's set it to be aqua. So it will highlight one of these parts over here on the text. That's one example of using them. Now let's talk about the div. That's one of the most important elements in HTML. So let's say div, and basically the div element is often used as a container for other HTML elements. It has no required attributes, but style, class, and ID are usually used. And when it's used together with CSS, the div element can be used to style blocks of content. Let me give you an example. I'm gonna give this a class of container. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna select the container and give it a background color of light pink and a height of 200 pixels and a width of 200 pixels. There we go, we have our container. Inside of this container, I'm going to make another one. This is going to be box. Alright, I'm going to take the class box, give it a background color of light blue and a height of 100 pixels and a width of 100 pixels. So this box element is inside of the container element. Let's give it margin left of 50 pixels and margin top of 50 pixels. Oh yeah, but it will move the entire container. Well, that's okay. So basically, the divs are used to contain different content inside of one another, and with this we can build complex websites. So I'm gonna give you an example that's a little bit more advanced. So let's imagine that this is a YouTube video. So this container is the container for all of the stuff. Then this box is going to be, let's set the width to be 180 and the height, I'm gonna remove the margin left and add margin of 10 pixels. There we go. I'm gonna make the position of this container absolute, and there we go. And the height of this can be 130, let's say. Now I'm gonna describe this as video thumbnail. Alright, then next to this we can create another one. This is gonna be video or video dash title, and it's gonna say video title. Alright, I'm gonna go and take the dot video title and give it a height of 10 pixels and width of 10 pixels, and set the background color to be light green. And I made one little mistake. This needs to be right over here next to that. Alright, so next to this div element right over here. So we have the container, and inside of that we have two div elements right next to one another. I'm gonna give this a width of 180 pixels and a height of 50 for 30 or 40 pixels, let's say. And then I'm gonna add margin of 10 pixels. So right now you can see that we got a container, and inside the container we have a video thumbnail and a video title. So this is what div elements are used for in HTML. Now the span element is a different type of an element, it will only take up the necessary space. It won't be a block level element. So yeah, anyways, that title could actually be removed. So yeah, this is how to use the divs. They are one of the most important elements. So remember that divs are block level elements. They take the entire width of the viewport, and span is an inline block element. And they will take only as much space as they require. Anyways, I guess that's gonna be it for this one. We are gonna have a lot of practice with these in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and see you guys later. Bye bye everybody and have a wonderful day.